Are you itching to get a Nissan Navara VL 4x4 but budget constraints are preventing you from doing so? Well mga dude pare, Dongfeng may have the answer for you with this Dongfeng Rich7 4x4 upper. Now in this video, we'll find out if this Dongfeng Rich7 4x4 upper can offer a better deal than its Japanese cousin. Let's do this. Dongfeng Motors is one of the biggest truck makers in China. They also have a joint venture with Nissan and have been making Nissan vehicles in China since 2003. This makes Dongfeng Motors one of the biggest foreign joint venture partnerships in China. Now, the Dongfeng Rich7 is one of the models produced by Dongfeng that uses a Nissan platform. Heavily based on the Nissan Navara, the Rich7 4x4 upper is the local mid-spec variant that seeks to offer the same sturdy Navara performance and 4x4 system at a more affordable price. You see, at 1,488,000 Philippine pesos, the mid-spec Rich7 4x4 upper is priced at the same level as the other Chinese 4x4 trucks, so it begs the question, why should you even consider the Rich7 versus the other affordable 4x4 trucks out there? Well pare, let's find out.
Here at Reagan's Rides, we do car reviews of SUVs, sports cars, trucks, and everything in between. So subscribe and hit the bell.
So this Dongfeng Rich7 4x4 upper offers an 8-speed automatic transmission and a 4x4 system for below 1.5 million Philippine pesos, which is around the same price level as the GWM Cannon S-Lux and the Foton Thunder 4x4 automatic. Now, just like those two other Chinese mid-size pickup trucks, we also don't get a rear locking differential here, so this truck is really meant more for workhorse hauling duties rather than the off-road lifestyle. So, yeah pare, you can actually take this off-road because, yeah, it does have a 4x4 system, but since we don't have that rear locking differential, well, that means that more challenging trails are definitely out of the question. So as a workhorse 4x4 pickup truck with an automatic transmission, what can we expect from the Dongfeng Rich7 4x4 automatic upper? Well, the engine and transmission combo here is, well, pretty much average for this segment with a 2.3-liter turbo diesel that can pump out 166 PS and 420 Nm of torque. Now, as I said, we have an 8-speed automatic transmission here, and the gearing of that 8-speed allows it to deliver maximum torque down low, as low as 1500 RPM. So that means that even if you have a full payload in your truck bed, well, and you have to climb a steep road or a mountain road, it's not going to have any issues at all. It's going to be easy peasy for the Dongfeng Rich7 4x4 upper. Now, we also have Eco, Sport, and Snow buttons here. These are the drive modes. And in the Eco drive mode, I did notice that this truck is trying to, it's trying to save as much fuel as possible. You see, the throttle response is a little bit muted, and yeah, there is some delays when it comes to delivering the power. Now, when you pop it in sport mode though, well, it feels like the normal mode of the other trucks out there, which means that we have better throttle response, and yes, you know that you have that full 420 Newton meters on tap. Now, personally, I kept it most of the time in sport mode because I prefer to have that more engaging driving feel from the Dongfeng Rich7 4x4 upper. Now, when it comes to the driving character of the Rich7, well, it is very similar to a Nissan Navara VE or even the VL. Now, that's the same as the truck that we have in front of us. We have a brown Nissan Navara VE right there in front of us, pare. And you know why I say that it feels like a Navara to drive? Well, that's because, well, this baby has that same grunty turbo diesel engine. We have that diesel noise and we have that diesel grunt. And I love the fact that we still have a hydraulic power steering system here, which means that the steering feel is manly and direct. Now this mid-spec Rich 7 comes with a rear leaf spring suspension, which also tells you that the ride quality will be stiff and sturdy. Now on the highway, it doesn't really feel that bad. It's quite smooth in fact, but when you go to less, into rougher roads, then you will definitely feel that this is really meant for workhorse hauling duties. Now of course, para people who are buying 4x4 pickup trucks at this price level, they don't really buy the truck for a superior ride quality and ride comfort. They buy these trucks for manly hauling duties, which this Dongfeng Rich 7 can do with the best of them.
See, the Rich 7 has a payload capacity of 1,000 kilos, which means that it can haul payload as much as any Japanese mid-size truck. Now, the thing is, being a value-oriented mid-size truck, the Rich 7 doesn't have an assisted tailgate here, so that means that you'll need a little bit more muscle in order to close this tailgate. But I'm happy to see that despite that value orientation, this Rich 7 comes with a spray-on bed liner, and it even has this style bar that has these external hooks in case you want to use a tarp to cover your payload. Now, I did notice that we also have taillights here that are still halogen. We don't have LED taillight units here, which is, well, another concession and a cost-cutting measure to keep the price of the Rich 7 competitive. Now, thankfully, the headlights and the fog light units here are full LED, so there's that. Now, if you check out the shape and the silhouette of the Rich 7, you'll see that it is practically identical to that of the Nissan Navara. We even have a pseudo V-motion front grille found here, but we do have that large Dongfeng logo front and center. Now, another design cue that separates this from the Navara is, well, some of these horizontal lines that connect to the fog light housing there. Yes, but the overall look and silhouette, as I said, is practically identical to its Japanese cousin. Now, when you go over here to the side, you'll see that the Navara silhouette is even more noticeable. Heck, even the 4x4 sticker found on the truck bed has the same font and color that's found in the sticker of the Nissan Navara Pro 4X. Now, mga dude pare, this looking like a Nissan Navara is not necessarily a bad thing because the Navara is one of the more venerable Japanese pickup trucks in the market. And we all know that Dongfeng has been manufacturing Nissans in China for over 20 years. So yeah, it's not really a bad thing. Now, here's the thing pare. Unlike the more affordable Foton Thunder 4x4 automatic, this Rich 7 4x4 upper gets functional roof rails up top. We even have power folding side mirrors here that come with Arabic lettering, so you know that this has passed the requirements of Gulf nations. And we also have 18-inch alloy wheels. Now, behind those wheels, we have disc brakes on all four corners, and for the suspension, we have a double wishbone front suspension and leaf springs at the back. Now, if you want to get the rear coil springs, well, you'll have to spring up to the top spec Rich 7 Tiger for around 250,000 Philippine pesos more. Now, in terms of the ground clearance, well, the Rich 7 has a 209mm ground clearance, and for your off-road angles, we have an approach angle of 32 degrees and a departure angle of 25 degrees. So for a value-oriented workhorse 4x4 pickup truck, the cabin and the cabin materials of this Dongfeng Rich 7 4x4 upper is visually pleasing to the eye, and it actually feels darn good as well. You see, we've got these wood grain panels found on the middle dashboard there and the door cards here, which goes quite well with the brown plastics on the lower dashboard and the brown PVC leather material found on the door cards, as well as the PVC brown leather that's found on the seats. Now, the seat material, the cushioning that they use here are some of the best, if not the best, amongst the mid-size pickup trucks in this price category. These are soft, very comfortable seats, and yes, you wouldn't have a sore bum if you go on a long drive in these Dongfeng Rich 7 4x4 upper seats. Now, both the driver and the front passenger gets power adjustments there, and when you check out the steering wheel, it's a bit of a bummer that we only get a urethane steering wheel here. And another bit of a bummer is the fact that we only have a tilt function. We don't have a telescoping function there. So if you are a taller driver, that might pose as an issue for you. Now, when you check out the gauge cluster, we have a combination of an analog and digital gauge cluster here. We got analog gauges and a 7-inch colored multi-information display in the middle. Now, when you go over to the infotainment system, mga dude, pare, this is the star of the show. This is one of the biggest reasons why you will get a Dongfeng Rich 7 4x4 upper versus the competition. You see, we have a 12-inch portrait-style infotainment system here that comes with Bluetooth connectivity and CarBit link, which most of you will say, it's a bummer, we don't get Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. But here's the thing, pare. You don't need it. You don't need it in the Dongfeng Rich 7 4x4 upper. Why? Because this acts like an Android tablet. You see, we've got all of the necessary apps built into this thing. You've got Waze, you've got Spotify, you've got YouTube, you've even got a browser, Chrome browser here. So that is fantastic. All you need to do is connect this to a pocket Wi-Fi, or let's say you connect it to your smartphone via mobile tethering, and there you go. You've got access to all of your necessary apps. But here's the cherry on top, pare. Here is the additional benefit that you get from this truck. You see, it also comes with voice command, and it is pretty good. Check this out.
How can I help you?
Open Spotify.
Sure.
There you go. We've got Spotify right there. Now we go back to home again.
How can I help you?
Open YouTube.
Okay.
And we've got YouTube open there, and you can even watch your favorite Reagan's Rides videos on YouTube on this infotainment screen when you're stuck in heavy traffic or if you're waiting in the parking lot. The good thing there is we've got safety measures here wherein if the Dongfeng Rich 7 is moving at a certain speed, the video playback will stop. Alright, so yeah, no such thing as distracted driving in this vehicle. Now, aside from that, we also have a 360-degree view camera image with transparent mode. We also have your shifter here in the center tunnel, plus a bunch of glossy piano black finishes with bronze accents there. I'm not really a big fan of that. We also have an electronic park brake with an auto hold function, your four-wheel drive knob right here, and when you look up, we also have a regular size sunroof thrown in for good measure.
Now, as far as safety is concerned, the mid-spec Rich 7 only gets passive safety features, and if you want to have the full suite of advanced driver assist aids, then you'll have to go up to the top spec Dongfeng Rich 7 Tiger. Now, as far as the fuel economy is concerned as well, it is pretty average for a mid-sized pickup truck. See, highway drives like where we are now got me 14 kilometers per liter, while light city drives return 10 kilometers per liter. I mean, pare, when it comes to the fuel economy, this is still a turbo diesel pickup truck, so it's nothing fancy really. Now, time for us to check out the back seat. So for a value-oriented workhorse 4x4 pickup truck, I am quite surprised to see that we have a decent amount of amenities here at the back seat. First, we have the softest and cushiest seat material that we have here. I mean, pare, these are some of the best bench-type seats that I've sat on any of the mid-size pickup trucks I've reviewed, and that includes the more expensive lifestyle 4x4 pickup trucks. Now, we also have rear AC vents here, another welcome surprise, because usually for trucks that cost below 1.5 million Philippine pesos, you don't get rear AC vents here. Now, unfortunately though, I am missing the grab handles on the B pillar here, and we also don't have a center armrest, plus I don't see any USB Type-C charge ports. Yep, let me check. We do have a USB Type-A charge port there. So yes, we do have a decent amount of amenities here at the back seat. So with all of these things that I've discussed with you today, do you think that this Dongfeng Rich 7 4x4 upper is worthwhile to add to your garage?
It all depends on your priorities. The Dongfeng Rich 7 4x4 upper may be affordable, but it doesn't feel cheap. The cabin materials are decent enough, and we do get the proven mechanical bits found in the Nissan Navara. And let's not forget the cool infotainment system that has all the apps you need built into that same system. Now, at the end of the day, the Dongfeng Rich 7 4x4 upper provides the same performance and feel as a Nissan Navara VL for a lot less money and a bit more comfort and tech inside. So, if your priority is a workhorse 4x4 truck that feels like a Japanese pickup truck for less, then the Dongfeng Rich 7 4x4 upper is a worthwhile choice. Thanks for watching.